Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, he's also taking issue. Yesterday, he told Axios that he and his colleagues have requested a full intelligence briefing, and if the allegations against Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman are true, quote, "We cannot have a normal strategic relationship with somebody this crazy, and everything would be on the table in order to punish Saudi Arabia." All right, so where do we go from here? Joining me now, Daily Caller Foundation editor-in-chief and author of The Art of the Donald. It makes the perfect stocking stuffer. It is Chris Bedford. Welcome back to the show.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Fantastic.
That's right. That's absolutely right. So it seems as though we've got a rare moment of confluence between the Schiffers and the graham crackers. What do you make of it?
Well, there are politicians on all sides that should be rightfully unhappy with President Trump's dealings with Saudi Arabia. This is not a country that is actually a friend of ours. They may be a temporary ally against Iran right now and the problems that President Trump's having with Iran. But in general, they spread Wahhabism. They've been funders of terror. They build radical madrasas in Europe. They support them in the United States. They are not nice people. And this is not, Khashoggi's not the first person they've dismembered. But Adam Schiff, he's going too far. And this is concerning, because he's a congressman with staff. He could actually look into President Trump's financial dealings with Saudi Arabia. He's had past dealings. He's sold them a yacht. They did a hotel deal with him about 20 years ago. But our investigation could find no evidence he currently has any financial tie personally to the Kingdom of Saud.
No, and Democrats have to be very careful about acting as though what-ifs are reality. And a lot of these things are theoretical, but it's not time to get hysterical. We do obviously have to take a measured approach to foreign policy, even though people like me would like to fly a big styrofoam bird to Saudi Arabia. I hope you didn't just see my hand just then. However, I'm wondering if there is a strategic advantage for the United States with all of this built-in tension between Turkey and Saudi Arabia. They hate each other. They're going at it right now, trying to tear each other down. Is there some benefit there for us?
We don't want Turkey to be the most powerful player in the Middle East. Turkey right now is likely not going to be the most powerful player in the Middle East. The United States has to focus on what its interests are abroad and not just be a happiness promoter, but they also have to be just interests. And if they're not just, then we lose all credibility. What's unfortunate for us is that, well, Turkey, led by Erdogan, is not a friendly power. It's a rising Islamist power.
Worst.
At the end of the day, they are a NATO ally, if the worst NATO ally, and they did have a resident of the United States murdered on their land. That cannot be allowed to happen between allies of the United States. It's severely embarrassing to the president to let that happen and to let the prince get away without a hard slap to the face.
I agree. So let's talk a little bit about Turkey and Russia. Because, you know, there is one argument that if we don't play our cards right, Turkey has already started playing both sides with Russia and China, and Saudi Arabia will do the same.
Absolutely. Russia's got its eyes on the Mediterranean in every single way it can, whether it's putting a naval base in Syria, that's what gets them so close with Bashar al-Assad, or whether it's trying to sail through Turkey's Strait, which is a very narrow strait. They could choke off traffic right there if they wanted to, naval traffic. What Russia wants is a warm water port, so they don't have to take their coal-powered fake aircraft carrier and put it down European coastlines trying to get fuel from people. It's embarrassing to them. They want to be able to put forces right into the Mediterranean so they can exert their influence. But you can understand this, Kennedy, is like more of a libertarian in the foreign policy thing. I don't understand why Russia would be so eager to get involved in the Middle East, in Syria, in these civil wars. If they want to jump into the blender that has been sapping our treasure and lives for the last 15 years, maybe let them have it.
I mean, they learned the lessons in Afghanistan that we're relearning over and over and over again. And, you know, I know that Vladimir Putin is cold and calculating, but he shouldn't be that dumb. I will be very curious to see what the world looks like 100 years from now when we are hopefully off oil in places like Saudi Arabia and Russia, at least the part of that economy that is dependent on oil and energy, how vastly different they will be.
From desert to desert.
And sea to shining sea, and they will drink their own tears. All right, Chris Bedford, thank you so much.
Thank you.